What's up, guys? It's Rayshawn and Hyun-joo here. We are the Unscripted Real Artists, and we are back with another video. So, in this video, we are going to be watching what film, Hyun-joo?
Jung A or Junk Yi. I'm not really sure how it's supposed to be pronounced, but yeah.
It recently came out as of this year, and also Happy New Year. This is the first video for our channel. Happy New
Well,
Year.
first new video because we've been kind of like,
Yeah, we've been busy.
yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway,
life.
let's roll into the video.
Blue Child, what happened?
Sister Luck, she went through it.
Yeah, it's giving me Terminator vibes.
Facts. Oh no.
Oh no,
Play dead.
run, my girl, run!
Right. I like her. She's kicking butt.
Right? How's she supposed to get behind this thing, bro?
I don't know.
It's basically a transformer.
I was gonna say tarantula, but yeah. She really going off. Dang. Facts. Because if you're doing this by yourself, and that thing skating on the floor, girl.
Right. My thing is, how are you
Expect
a
her to do
robot?
all of this.
Right. Also, how are you a robot and you miss, bro?
That's what I'm saying. The victory
Man,
smile.
I get it. Suspension of disbelief,
Yo.
but yo,
Yo.
I'm telling you this thing's a transformer, bro.
Oh, nah.
I'm telling you this thing's a transformer. It's
That
basically a
thing
transformer,
literally
bro.
extinguished itself. It was like, you can't kill me.
Right. That was planned, bro.
Is it one behind her?
No, she's trying to get the battery packed.
Oh, dang. That's a fire opening. That's a fire opening. They be having some of the best looking food. Look at the whole fish
Hello.
with the teeth. The teeth is crazy.
Must be mutated or something. What was that?
What did he put in his eyeball?
I don't know. That's all I'm like.
Oh, it's an eye drop.
But it still looks weird though.
Dude's really weird.
He's acting so confident just a few seconds ago. Say it with your whole chest, Holmes.
Fact. He need to just get shot now, please.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Plus, I don't trust him. I feel like he has ulterior motives too.
That too. You know how you could tell somebody got bad guy energy? That's just what I
He
feel.
has bad guy energy because he's too cheerful.
Yeah. Getting on my daggone nerves. I'm like,
Right. He
please.
talks too much too.
Please. She don't talk enough for me. Like, I understand and I get it. She's all about her work and all of that stuff. But give her some more dialogue. Or get her to get somewhere else, away from him, please.
Because it's almost like how some people talk to make themselves talk more to make themselves look better. That's what he's
Mm-hmm.
giving me. And it's like
Yeah.
trying to convince everybody I'm not a bad guy.
You wanna know what's crazy? She is better off sharing her information with that guy rather than the
Right.
first guy.
The
Cause the
CEO.
first guy he talked too much.
He does.
And I wouldn't have had any energy for it either. That's crazy.
Yo.
That's crazy. I just could never. And then that's crazy too.
Yo,
You talking to a whole bro?
that was unexpected. So then, how many of these people are actually like basically,
Man, at this point, it could be anybody. Dang. It's like, what a sacrifice you have to make.
right?
What?
What the heck?
Yeah.
See, I knew it.
Yeah. We're on to you. We're on to you,
We on
son.
to you.
He gives me Justin vibes.
Hello. This man, he gotta be crazy, bro. He gotta
He
be.
has to. I mean, he totally flipped out on dude.
Yeah, he just out here losing it, bro. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Gotta be. She might be a too.
Facts.
She might be a too. They all run. Just Terminator up in here. Just Skynet. Just Skynet.
But she's very concerned, as you can see. Because she
Yeah.
don't know what's going to happen.
She don't know what's going on, but everything just seems off. I'm just saying, if it don't sound right, feel right, look right, it's probably not right.
Exactly.
I knew it.
Yo.
I like him already.
Yo. I mean, he dressed like Mr. Monopoly, but yeah, he's lost it.
He's lost in the sauce for real. He really is.
He really is. Mm-hmm.
And that's probably why she kept failing at that point. Damn.
Ooh, I can hear the scream. And they ain't even know. Ooh. Imagine how loud she's really screaming, bro. That breaks my heart. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Dang, she kicked the fire out of that thing.
Yo.
He would have for sure would have been done for.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Please.
Despite deleting the data.
Cannot. Not my heart. Now we about to cry. Please. 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 I can't.
Despite deleting the data.
Literally got me on the verge of tears. Please, blink, 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 blink. Please. Oh, this is such a great story. My mind is blown. So did the actress?
Oh,
So did the
wow.
actress die?
That's why they didn't make another one. The lady that played the act, yeah, the one that played the daughter. Yeah, she died in May of last year.
Oh man.
She had a stroke.
Oh man. Oh man. This was a very All I can say is that she did an amazing job. She acted down.
She acted down for this movie.
She acted down. Just mind blown.
She
Just
acted down.
mind blown. Job well done, ma'am. I know she's in heaven. She's like, yeah, I know y'all like my movie. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. I am at a loss for words.
Right.
That was such an amazing movie. And I knew it was going to be something because, of course, AI. And that seems to be like the thing that everybody is like kind of getting into.
Right.
Over the last couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes back around every few years because remember we had like iRobot back in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
So, and then of course like Terminator, right? You know, the whole Skynet thing, right? So it's like it comes back around every couple of decades. So, but
I really wanted to boo-hoo. Because I said, please don't tell me the lady died for real. And then they showed the little... Yeah, that thing gave me the freaking chills.
Yeah, dedicated
that
to...
was so good. That was so good. And she was a Leo. Shout out to the Leos out here in these streets, flourishing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story because it's like the lengths that a parent will... It's kind of like the first half is like the lengths a parent will go for their child.
Fact.
And then the second half is the lengths that a child will go for their parent.
It is, man.
And it's just like this. It's so beautiful, man. Because it's just like a lot of people don't really think about those things where it's like everybody talks so much about, you know, a parent's love for a child, how beautiful and how all-encompassing it is, and how it's just something completely new becoming a parent.
Right.
And that love that you have for that child where, you know, you would do anything for that kid, right? But then nobody really talks about that, where it's like the lengths that you would go for your parent. Particularly, you know, when you had a good relationship for your parent. Because we always talk about parent-child relationships in the negative light. But what about this too? Yeah. Because, I mean, I get it. The negative parent-child relationship, because a lot of parents cause their kids traumas and all this other stuff, sometimes unintentionally, most of the time unintentionally, but at the same time, it's like, you know, what about, you know, the extremes that a child might go for their parent? You know? And it's cool because normally it's like you watch your parent get old and there's nothing you could really do about it. Whereas here, she was given the opportunity to actually not in a way repay her mom.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, kind of in a way repay her mom for the life she was given. And she gave it back to her mom. Which is like something that a lot of people want to do sometimes, because it's like, I could never actually repay you
to do that,
because you know, it would take me an entire lifetime to repay you. But in this moment, she was able to do that in a way, so to speak.
She gave her back her life again, even though she was a AI bot. That's crazy. I really do like that movie, and I'm happy that I did pick it.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I always pick the fire movies, but it'd be super emotional when I be picking it. So maybe I gotta let you start picking the action packed.
Right.
It's still. I
did pick Train to Busan, and I think we need to drop emotional too. But
at this point,
yeah. But I mean, I knew. At this point, probably.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, it's a really beautifully written movie.
Yeah.
The pacing is really good. The special effects are just on point, right? The shots are awesome too, right?
Like some, like
There are
certain,
some
like
moments where
right,
where you can tell like, yeah, this is
right,
CGI, but of
like certain,
course
like
you
certain
always
slow
will
mos.
tell that it's CGI because
Um,
Uncanny Valley, you
like
know?
especially in the fight scene, the last, it's it.
It has that rubber band look.
But it does. But I was just like, you know
The
what?
rubber band
For
look,
what it's
that's what it
worth,
has, okay?
and for the time that we're in, it looks amazing. It could look really terrible, like it was out in 2005.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Scorpion King, I'm
I'm
looking
not
at you.
saying nothing. Anyway,
CGI was terrible.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it is a product of the time.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. It was a product of the
So
time.
like
So
for
you know, you
me,
can't really say much about
I
it in
know
that
that
regard.
I
But
kept
you
saying
know,
throughout the entire film, I'm like, yo, the writing is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like to
it's
right.
so good.
Everybody's acting
And
was
her
like
act,
spectacular, and that's what I
because
like.
it's so
Even when you have strange characters in a film who are acting strange, and you could easily point it out. Okay, right, right. And
you
even the
like, yo,
points where it's
this
like,
nigga's a
okay, I
villain.
know who the bad guy is, I know who this person
And
is, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. However, when everything
mm,
unfolds and you're like, oh yeah, I knew it, everything, it becomes such much more of a better story as you watching it, and you just like, oh, this man is about to do something crazy, and then they
mm-hmm.
actually do something crazy. But the craziness that happens in your mind, you're not expecting them to really wild out like that.
Right,
You're expecting something a little minor. But I'm like, even for
right.
right, right, right.
It's
So
predictable, but at the
that's one
same
of the things
time,
that I was just like, oh yeah,
predictable.
this is like really a real well thought out movie. Oh, the strategy was there. It took a simple story, right, and made it a little
Right.
complex. However, it still remained a simple story.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And added a little bit of
Exactly.
Salt Bay on that hoe, basically, right?
Exactly.
On a simple story of a
And said,
parent-child
what are you
love,
willing to
right?
do?
Took
What are you
that
willing to
concept and
do
just
for a second chance
Rubik's
at
cubed it,
life
right?
in this form?
That, right? What are you willing to do for that? And how
Exactly.
far are you willing to go to set someone free?
Mm-hmm.
As I was saying, it is very
Mm-hmm.
much similar to John Wick, where it's like, you
Yeah.
know, how far are you
Yeah.
willing to go? It's a simple question being answered, right? How it plays out is up
Right.
to the individual
Right.
character and their motivations and all that other stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the great part about movies like this.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're far more
Yeah.
entertaining because they're so character driven. It's just like you're taking all of it in and it makes it
Mm-hmm.
feel add a different level to it where it makes it feel real and it allows you to like, you know, get absorbed in it,
Yeah.
fall into
Yeah.
it, like
This
reading a
would definitely
book.
be
You know what I mean?
a page
Because
turner if it
let's
was
be real,
actual book, because you get emotionally in, because the
I would
thing
read it
is you get emotionally
front to
invested
back.
in the character from start to finish.
Right.
You're like, oh dang, I don't want anything to happen to this character. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
anything to happen to this character. I want something to happen to this character. This one need to get
Oh,
murked. You know what I mean? It's all these, you're
exactly.
evoking, the story evokes all these emotions that you from start didn't even intend on having.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, I was looking at the timestamp, and literally like
Right.
9 minutes in, we already know what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like me and you both were like, oh yeah, this person need to get shot
More or
right
less.
here. Like, this person is annoying. They're talking too much. And
Right.
then that's when you were like, oh no, he probably is like, you know, somebody powerful. Yeah, yeah. Somebody
Something's
powerful or
off about
somebody
him.
evil or whatever.
Something's definitely off about
So,
him.
yeah. I mean,
Right. So, and I
yeah.
guess in that regard, it's very straight to the point, which I enjoy because, you know, it's kind of played out where people make this conscious effort to try and be like, oh yeah, he's wrapped in mystery. We don't know if
You
he's a
don't need to
good
do
guy
all of
or a
that.
bad guy. Like, no,
Right.
you don't have to be so coy about it. I mean, if the story requires it to where it's
Right.
like, I don't know, I'm a secret agent man or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, then it makes sense,
Right.
for the sake of the story for you to keep it a secret. But in a case like this, it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just get to the point. Especially if you have
Yeah.
like a limited runtime, I can understand why. And they did it. They executed it beautifully. They made
Right.
you think that whomever was the villain, right from whatever time point where they give you these subtle hints, and then so by the time
Yeah.
it turns out that he is the villain, it's like it's expected, but it's kind of like you see the
Mm-hmm.
progression from start
Yep.
to finish
Yep.
of this character.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It was such a great movie,
But
man.
yeah, man, it's just a
But
really good
you want to
movie,
know? I'm
and
sorry to cut you off,
that's the thing.
but this is like of
No, that's fine.
2023. This is like, you know how last year I had two favorite films that I had seen. Well, I think three. It was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Right.
Woman
We're
King.
all at once. Yeah.
And Wakanda
Woman
Forever.
King.
Those three films alone
Right.
were like my favorite films of that year, of 2022. This year, I could put that in the category because, yeah. Yeah, well,
Even though
I
it didn't
mean,
come
it
out
only
this
hit,
year.
it hit Netflix
I think it came out last year.
So I could
It hit
say
Netflix this year. But yeah,
2023,
I get it.
that goes in my 2023 list.
Yeah. Yeah, and I completely
So
understand
good,
why.
man.
Because, and then what I was gonna say is like, and here, this is like the difference between like
Yeah.
American like media now versus the Korean media, and that's why Korean
Top tier.
dramas, Korean movies
Yeah.
have just exploded because of how it's detailed. Not to say that American movies don't have that, but I feel like it's lacking that more and more because I feel like it's because this franchise thing is pushed so much. It makes it feel like it's devoid of the love that should go into it. Not to say that
Right.
a lot of the movies don't have love or anything like that, but it's just like, because it's like franchise films, it's like you're trying to push these characters into these situations and stuff like that, and it's just like you're not really you're not letting the story play out for what it is. You're forcing something, and that's when when the stories start to get tired. When you start to force a character into a certain position, a certain place,
saying. And also I want to add to that is not everybody likes originality, authenticity, things of that nature. Not saying that remakes are a terrible idea. You shouldn't do remakes or anything like that. But that is the trend that's happening right now. What the difference is between Korean or even like Chinese films, all of those filmmakers and writers and whatnot, they do something totally different to where it's like their formula, if they're going to remake something, it'll be a totally different spin, totally fresh idea, but it's the same. It's the
like
same
reinventing
formula,
the wheel,
they're
basically
twisting it around, and they're making it feel like you're falling in love with the story all over again, instead of it being like, oh man, it's the same story like they do now. And it's not knocking what they do in Hollywood, but it's kind of like here in the States, we need to bring that love and that authenticity and that passion and that love back. Exactly.
and bring
Back
the original stories back, because that's why why K-dramas are being so successful right now, because of course every story has, if anyone that has studied literature at all knows that every story has a basic formula, right? Not saying the whole beginning, middle, end,
Right.
action, all this other stuff, resolution, all that stuff. I'm
Right.
not talking about that. That's the basic form of a story. I'm talking about these particular tropes,
Mm-hmm.
like the hero's journey, all this other stuff. Those those are the
Right.
standard like forms of a story. But how can you take that base form of a
Right.
story and mix it up?
Right.
Stick it in a blender and mix it
Right.
up and make a milkshake. Like
Right.
make a fire milkshake
Mm-hmm.
by changing up the story. How can you make it different? And it's like with these movies that we're getting now in the States, they're
Yeah.
formulaic, but they're boring
Yeah.
because it's the same thing over and over and over again. And no one's willing to try anything new because it's kind of like no one
Mm-hmm.
wants to step out of this box that they've
Mm-hmm.
corralled themselves into. But it's kind of funny because
Right.
the box doesn't
Right.
exist. It's imaginary. You made it up on your own. You're putting
Right.
yourself in this box and it doesn't exist. It's like how you could draw a
Mm-hmm.
box on the ground with chalk around
Facts.
an ant and it's going to stay in that box.
Right.
It's basically that. The box doesn't exist. You've drawn it. In this case,
Mm-hmm.
you've drawn it
Yep.
yourself. Nobody else drew it for you because you decided that, oh, because this thing makes millions and millions of dollars, right? I'm not going to try anything different. I'm not going to try anything
Mm-hmm.
new. I'm not going to think outside this box
Mm-hmm.
because it's a risk. But yet you want us, the viewer, to risk to you know, we want that risk of watching a movie
Mm-hmm.
and seeing where it goes. Of course, yeah, sure, we don't want to waste our money,
Right.
but that's why you make better content. If your content is good
Yep.
every single time, we gonna watch it. That's why people go to watch a
Mm-hmm.
particular director's movies. Take Ryan Coogler,
Mm-hmm.
take Jordan Peele, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hit after hit after hit, right? Because they know what they're doing and they know what the people want, basically. They want it to be fresh, they want it
And
to be new, they
also,
don't want
they
it to be the
already
same
know
thing
what the
over and over and over
formula
again.
is, what they know their audience likes, and they stick to
Right.
their lane, but also they expand upon that too. Because in a way, Ryan Coogler could touch on horror. You know what I'm saying? He could do a little something, but only if
Right.
he really feels the need to go that route. Uh Jordan Peele could do the same thing. He could tap into an action film really quick and probably would do a knock everybody's socks off. Exactly.
A
So,
phenomenal job at it,
like,
probably.
they know what they want to bring forth and
And
provide to Hollywood. A lot of the black
mm,
directors, filmmakers, and creatives out there want to start making and telling their own original stories. You know what I'm saying? It's whether or not Hollywood is going to give them a try.
right,
You know? Mm-hmm.
right. I'm gonna say this.
I mean,
Hollywood, give us a
here's the
try.
thing. And I say this might very well be the Miami, because everybody from Miami has a certain amount of confidence. And it may very well come off as me being cocky or whatever.
Right.
But I don't want people to get the perception that I need Hollywood's approval of me and my best friend's work. Because no.
Right.
Hold on.
I mean, I'm not saying that
Hold
either.
Hold up. I ain't
be honest, I'm
done.
just
Let me talk my
sidebar.
shit. Let me talk my shit.
Yeah, sorry.
But because y'all are gonna want us. And here's why. Because we know the formula. It doesn't take me going to film school to learn about the formula. I've watched film and television my whole entire life. Everybody knows the same old spiel, whatever. However, I know what people like, and I know people like originality. I know people like creativity. I know like people love romantic films, action films, all the whole nine. But you got to put love into that. You got to show people that you are passionate about that. You got to be original. You know what I'm saying? Be your most authentic self when you are crafting, I don't know what she's doing over there. When you are crafting, when you are
Facts. That's what I'm
crafting a
saying.
story,
Preach
pull
it,
people
sister.
in like how they did in this film. Make people want to say, yeah, I want to watch another one of this person's movies or K dramas, shows, the whole nine, the whole catalog. Even though the woman is no longer here, may she rest in peace. That performance alone would make me go and Google her whole catalog and watch all of the movies. That woman is the GOAT. Okay?
Right.
She is the
She
GOAT.
did an amazing job.
For that to be, I'm assuming to be her last performance. Phenomenal. That's what me and Hyun-joo bring when we roll out. So if y'all see us out here in these streets doing all the things, and
Doing
y'all
all
don't
the
see us on the
things.
tube like that, you know what happened. But yes, we're gonna wrap up this video because I have 9 minutes left on my SD card. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know in the comments down below what movie you want us to review next. And what else, Hyun?
And remember to hit that notification bell, ding.
Period.
Remember to hit all notifications. Remember to also follow us on our social medias, which will be in the description box down below. And we will see you in the next video.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.